Hello rugby fans and welcome to our FloRugby recap from round 3 of the Investec Champions Cup. To quote the great Scott Hansen of NFL Media, round 3 truly was the witching hour for the Champions Cup teams, with playoff spots on the line. This weekend's action was for all the marbles. Before we dive into the action, don't forget you can find full match replays and highlights as well as the live coverage of the remaining Champions Cup fixtures on FloRugby. And that's not all. We've got the top 14, URC, Super Rugby, the Rugby Europe Championship and the Rugby Championship in the coming months. So let's dive right into the recap with 3 of the biggest fixtures from this weekend. Starting with the Hollywood Bet Sharks vs Toulouse in Durban, this clash was billed as a heavyweight slugfest and it delivered on every front. The reigning champions Toulouse showed their class with a 20-8 win, courtesy of a try from giant lock Emmanuel Mayafo, who used his immense 150 kg frame to barge over for the opening try, setting the tone for a very physical encounter. The Sharks would fight back and stayed in the match with an electrifying long-range try from Lorenzo the Boogeyman Julius, whose injection of energy off the bench was a highlight for the home side. However, Toulouse's steady hand came in the form of Thomas Ramos, whose pinpoint kicking kept the scoreboard ticking over for the visitors. Antoine Dupont's leadership and Blair Kinghorn's decisive try from a flick pass by Ramos sealed the deal, and although Toulouse missed out on the 4-try bonus point, leaving Bordeaux to leapfrog them in Pool 1, they departed Durban with mission complete and a victory in the bag. The other big fixture of the weekend was Munster vs Saracens from Thomond Park, and we witnessed a classic arm wrestle as Munster edged Saris 17-12 in a nail-biter. Saracens' sharp kicking game saw them build a 9-3 lead by the 50th minute through penalties, but Munster's never-say-die attitude turned the tide. Dejan Bleuler's try, powered by a barnstorming run from Gavin Coombs, ignited the home crowd, before moments later John Hodnett sliced through the Saracens' defence, tumbling over for what proved to be the decisive match-winning try. The Saracens clawed back with a 4th penalty, but couldn't breach Munster's stingy defence in the dying moments. This victory sets up a tantalising Pool 3 shootout between Munster, Saris and the Northampton Saints in round 4. Finally, the third big match of the weekend was the headline clash between La Rochelle and Leicester, and this lived up to its billing, going right down to the wire. Leinster's relentless defence proved to be the difference as they eked out a 16-14 win. Joe McCarthy's first half try rewarded Leinster's resilience after absorbing relentless pressure from the French side. La Rochelle hit back late with a stunning try from Dylan Lates, setting up a nail-biting finish, just as Anton Hastoy's conversion attempt fell agonisingly short and his last-ditch drop goal was heroically blocked by Josh van der Flier. Leinster would then hold on and firm in those final few moments, solidifying their place atop Pool 2 and all but securing that position. In terms of quick recaps of the other fixtures from the weekend, the Glasgow Warriors hosted Racing 92 and secured a 29-19 bonus point victory. Skipper Sione Tuipulotu scored an incredible team try just ahead of halftime to all but seal the result for the Scottish side in what was a big statement win for them. Next up, the DHL Stormers hosted the Sale Sharks and they dominated, shutting out Sale 40-0 with a lock JD Schicklern dotting down on the occasion of his 50th appearance for the Cape Town side. Springbok fly half Manny Lebock would steal the show with a special coast-to-coast try that had the Cape Town crowd out of their seats. In another big blowout, Bordeaux ran ride with a 69-17 win, with winger Damien Penaud scoring a hat-trick to go along with 2 tries from Maxime Lucu and Louis Biel-Biarrey. This result ensures that Bordeaux hold on to their destiny heading into the final round, with a potential home run through the playoffs really firmly within their grasp following that lack of a bonus point by Toulouse. Over to Paris, where Stade Francais hosted Northampton and finally put together an 80-minute performance, overcoming a hot start by the Saints to win 45-35. Front and centre in the match, however, was the exceptional former England under-20 back row Henry Pollock, who raced away for 2 tries for the Saints inside the opening 20 minutes. However, it wouldn't be enough as Stade Francais came racing back. Back to England, where the Leicester Tigers all but ended Ulster's campaign with a 38-10 victory, despite falling behind early to an opportunistic try by Nick Timoney. The Tigers would respond in emphatic fashion, with Josh Bassett scoring 3 tries and Ollie Hassel-Collins crossing for 2 of his own. Back in France, Castres stormed past the Vodacom Bulls 39-16, holding a narrow lead with just 20 minutes to play. The top 14 side scored 5 unanswered tries to race away for a dominant victory that has them on the cusp of a playoff spot in the knockout rounds, with a trip to Saracens in round 4, opening up the possibility for a good seeding in those knockouts. Still in France, where Toulon secured a 33-21 victory over Harlequins, with standout performances from Gianmarco Lucchesi and Baptiste Saron, who each scored tries. Saron's efforts in particular were magnificent and served as a reminder that if it were not for one Antoine Dupont, he would likely be the first choice for France heading into the Six Nations in the scrum half position. Back in the UK, where Bristol edged past Benetton 35-29, with Kieran Marmion showing world-class skills and pace to dock down for an incredible try, before Tommaso Melancello scored an equally spectacular effort for the visitors, who now have a great shot at qualifying for the next round, likely needing just a single point at home against La Rochelle to do so. Across the road down in Bath, where the home side claimed a 40-21 victory after a red card to Giorgio Akalazedi in the 24th minute all but ended Claremont's account. The momentum firmly was with the home side for the rest of the fixture, as Springbok prop Thomas du Toit crossed for 2 tries, while Thomas de Glanville finished off a beautiful backline effort as the pick of the bunch on the afternoon. That wraps up our round 3 recap. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share your favourite moments in the comments, and remember to check out FloRugby's subscription packages for more top tier rugby action. See you next time.